Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. We are going to explore a beautiful poem by Emily Dickinson called A Day. Let us read the poem. I'll tell you how the sun rose, a ribbon at a time. The steeples swam in amethyst, the news like squirrels ran. The poem starts with the speaker. The speaker is a child explaining to the audience how the sun rises. The sun comes up slowly, like someone pulling out a colorful ribbon across the sky. Tall buildings, like churches, look purple in the morning light, almost like they are floating in color. As the day begins, things start happening quickly, just like squirrels running around to share their little pieces of news. Overall, it's a cheerful way to describe how morning begins and how everything starts to move and sparkle with life. Second stanza. The hills untied their bonnets. The bobolings began. Then I said softly to myself, that must have been the sun. The speaker presents the result of the rising of the sun. He sees that the hills have become bare after they become bright with the sunlight. It is like the hills were wearing little hats and they took them off when the sun came out. Like walking up and saying hello. Happy birds started singing. That means morning is really here. The speaker quietly noticed that all these things, hills waking up, birds singing, must mean that the sun has risen. It's just a sweet way to say everything in nature wakes up when the sun does. Third stanza. But how he said, I know not. There seemed a purple stile, which little yellow boys and girls were climbing all the while. The speaker doesn't know how the sun goes down. It's like a mystery. They imagine a small purple step or fence that leads somewhere, like into the night. Children dressed in yellow, like sunshine, are walking over that step, moving into the evening. The speaker is not sure how sunset works, but they picture kids in sunshine colors climbing over a purple step as, as the day slowly turns into the night. Stanza 4. Till when they reached the other side, a domain in grey put gently up the evening bars and led the fog away. The children moved from daytime into night, like crossing to a new place. A kind teacher or leader wearing grey clothes is waiting for them. He quietly closes a gate. This means it's the end of the day and night is beginning. He guides the group, the children or the people, safely into the night time, maybe to rest or sleep. A gentle leader closes the gate to the day and takes everyone kindly into the night. Tone and mood of the poem. The tone is happy and curious in the morning. It becomes quiet and thoughtful in the evening. The mood feels bright and cheerful when the sun rises. It feels calm and a little sad when the sun sets. Dickenson masterfully uses this shift to explore the duality of life and death, all through the lens of a single day. Theme of the poem. The poem is about one whole day, from morning to night. Morning means beginning. When the sun rises, it's like being born or starting something new. Evening means ending. When the sun goes down, it feels like everything is finishing, maybe like going to sleep, or even something bigger, like dying. Life and death. This poem quietly talks about life and death using nature and imagination, seen through a child's eyes. The speaker talks like a curious child who enjoys the morning but doesn't really understand what sunset means. Nature tells the story. Hills, birds, squirrels all help show how the day moves forward. The poem shows how a day is like a mini version of life, starting, living, and gently ending. Summary. The poem shows what happens from morning to evening in a very magical way. At sunrise, the world wakes up. Light spreads like ribbons. The church steeples shine, and birds start singing. It feels happy and full of life. As the sun goes down, everything becomes calm and mysterious. The poem talks about shadows and someone leading a group away, which might mean it's the end of the day or even the life. The whole poem is like a story of one day, showing how things begin and end just like life does. Vocabulary: ribbon, band, tie, decoration or layers; steeples, tall towers with a spire on top rising above the roof of a church; amethyst, a purple precious stone used in making jewelry; bonnets, hats tied with strings under the chin worn by babies and women; bobolinks, songbirds with large, somewhat flat heads, short necks, and short tails; stile, a set of steps that help people to climb over a fence wall, especially in the village. Literary devices. Alliteration. Alliteration means repeating the same sound at the beginning of words. Steeple swam, repetition of the S sound. Bonnet and bobolinks, repetition of the B sound. Simile, comparing two things using like or as. The news like squirrels ran. The spreading news of sunrise is compared to squirrels running quickly. Metaphor. Comparing two things without using like or as. In this poem, the poet has used metaphor at three places. First one, I'll tell you how the sun rose, a ribbon at a time. Sunlight is compared to ribbons spreading across the sky. Second, the poet refers the sun rays as yellow boys and girls. This is in stanza 3, line 3. Third, lastly, evening bars in stanza 4, line 3 is a metaphor for the end of a day or the end of life. Personification, giving human qualities to non-human things. The steeple swam in amethyst. Church steeples are described as if they can swim. The hills untied their bonnets. Hills are shown as if they are people removing hats. Symbolism. The whole poem is symbolic. Sunrise, birth or beginning of life. Sunset, death or end of life. Fog, people or souls. Imagery. Creating pictures in the reader's mind using descriptive language. The poem paints vivid scenes of sunrise, birds, hills, and sunset. The poem seems to describe a day for children. How would the adult people respond to this poem? The poet seems to describe a day for the adults and children. The adults see sunrise as birth, like the start of life, and sunset as death, the end of life. The child thinks it's just a fun day, but grown-ups think it's also about deeper things like life and death. It reminds adults of childhood when everything felt magical and new. It makes them remember and feel both happy and a little sad. Who is the target audience of the speaker? Why? In this poem, children and adults both are the target audience of the speaker. The readers are shown the world as viewed by an innocent kid. Speaker is telling his friends, I will tell you how the sun rose. The speaker is talking to children. Here's why. The poem uses fun and gentle words like a story you would tell a child. It sees sunrise and sunset like magical things, not just times of day. It feels curious and happy, just like how children often feel when learning something new. It doesn't talk directly about life or death. It shows them in a soft, friendly way, so children won't feel scared. Grown ups might see deeper meanings, but the voice in the poem feels like it's made to comfort and delight young minds. What makes this poem lyrical and sonorous? Discuss. A Day is a lyrical poem. It communicates the author's own thoughts and feelings. In a lyrical poetry, the use of the first person pronoun I denotes the poet's identity. In this poem, the author expresses her own personal experience of waking up to the first rays of the sunlight. The poem feels soft and gentle, like someone singing a quiet story. Some words sound alike, like ran and on, and the lines have a nice beat, like bobolinks began to sing and squirrels ran. They make it sound smooth and fun. When we read it, we can imagine the sunrise, the sunset, and everything in between. The poem feels musical because of its soft sounds, pretty words, and gentle rhythm, like a little lullaby about the day. Why is the hyphen used in the first line of the poem? Now let us first understand what is a hyphen. A hyphen is used to show a pause. It's like the speaker is stopping for a moment to think. It makes the line feel gentle, like they are about to tell something magical. Instead of saying everything quickly, the pause helps us feel the mood, quiet and calm. Emily Dickinson loved using hyphens to show things down and add feelings. What, according to the speaker, is a day? Emily Dickinson's A Day is a lyrical poem that describes dawn and sunset, where a day is symbolized as life. A day is life where sunrise is the birth and setting of the sun is compared with death. It is like a magical story of the sun rising and setting. The morning feels bright and happy with birds singing and things waking up. The evening feels quite strange, like something is ending and we don't fully understand it. The speaker sees the day like a childhood full of wonder. It's not just about time, it's about how the world changes and how that feels inside. What do you understand by the line, "The hills untied their bonnets"? The hills untied their bonnet means the hills are waking up in the morning. It's like they had little hats on during the night, and when the sun shines, they take them off and show their sunny tops. The sunlight touches the top of the hills, making them bright and clear, just like someone removing a bonnet to show their face. Emily Dickinson uses this image to make nature feel alive and gentle, like a person getting ready for the day. It's a fun way to say the sun is rising and lighting up the hills. The news like squirrels ran. What does this line mean? The light from the sunrise spreads quickly, just like squirrels that run fast. That is why the poet used the metaphor of the news like squirrels ran to indicate that the news of the sunrise was faster, like the speed of the squirrels. So it's saying the sun came up with the light, hurried everywhere. Let us read the poem once again. A Day by Emily Dickinson. I'll tell you how the sun rose, a ribbon at a time, the steeple swam in amethyst, the news like squirrels ran, the hills untied their bonnets, the bobolinks begun. Then I said softly to myself, that must have been the sun. But Now he said, I know not. There seemed a purple stile, which little yellow boys and girls were climbing all the while, till when they reached the other side, a Dominic in grey put gently up the evening bars and led the flock away. Thank you for watching my video.